talk Kratos. I think a go-to character for a lot of people playing PlayStation All-Stars for the first time.
Kratos from the God of War series has a very strong offensive style in his game. He's really good at dealing with crowds in front and behind to the sides. He's got those wide arcs. Now we have a 2D perspective, so the way that we sort of recreated the sensation of his sort of can deal with all things at all ranges, we gave him sort of a greater than average sort of range that he's able to affect with his chain. So we don't consider Kratos a short range character. He's more probably accurately described as a mid-range character because those blades of chaos can travel so far, further than the average guy who's just dealing with punches and kicks.
Kratos, I think one of the things I noticed is he's really good at getting in. He's really good at harassing people.
Yeah, once Kratos gets to that mid-range, he does have a really wide arsenal, and the combat grapple it has some interesting properties to it, because not only can it be used to getting close to an opponent, but it can also be used to sort of change places and get to where your opponent just was and send your opponent flying.
Luckily for him, he's got some great aerial attacks, and one of my favorite is the Barbarian Hammer.
On the ground, has a long wind-up. It does pretty good damage when it does finally land.
Another thing, he's got a counter. That's not something you see in that much in PlayStation All-Stars. He's unique in that respect. He can do it in midair or on the ground.
Golden Fleece is a little more predictive-oriented in PlayStation All-Stars. It's something that you use in anticipation of an oncoming attack when you're really, really sure that that attack is going to come.
Pretty mobile character, too. He's got these Icarus wings. Not only can you use that to push characters up in the air, juggle them, you can use it in midair. As we know, all the characters have a double jump. He's essentially got a triple jump. Let's talk about Kratos' supers, because he's got some really unique ways to score points.
It does have a bit of wind up on it, so it's not something that you want to fire out necessarily when you're in the combat ball, but if you're just outside of the combat ball and you can get those guys distracted, it's a really good move to capitalize.
His level 2 super is much more vertically oriented. One of the few I've seen in PlayStation All-Stars that has this vertical area of effect.
By surprise, when you're 3 platforms underneath them, you fire off this level 2 and you catch them all the way at the top. It's a great super in that situation.
But that level 3, for me, that is worth investing in.
Really hard to get away. You can maybe get away on the first attack. You're not going to get away from that second attack. And the sort of limit on how many kills Kratos can get is really based on how good that Kratos is with leveraging that power.
It's all about evening the odds and getting those points with supers. So with Kratos, when it comes down to Kratos, what kind of character, what kind of fighting game fan do you think is a good fit for Kratos?
Players are going to gravitate towards Kratos, are going to be the ones who like a medium range game, who like a character who has a wide level of functionality, has really cool combos. If you like stringing together combos and looking like you're creating these beautiful sequences of attacks, I think Kratos is going to be the character for you.